Hello, this is Brighton TV and Leicester beat Brighton 2-0 at the Amex, and it's really disappointing. We played quite well throughout the match, but Leicester just counter-attacked, playing the way Leicester do, and scored quite a few goals from that. And in the first half, early on, Leicester had a few chances and they just didn't take them. They hit the bar, forcing Ryan to make a save, and that was it. But then after all, we ended up defending well in a deep block, and I understand why. We were protecting ourselves from Leicester's qualities, which was Jamie Vardy on the counter-attack. And in the first half, we didn't really let him do that. But at one point, we did let them have a big chance, and that was Webster. He was on the ball, and he somehow lost it to Perez, and then he ended up having to tackle him and getting himself a yellow card because he fouled him near the halfway line, and it would have been a counter-attack for Leicester if he didn't do that. And we had a couple of set pieces, but we wasted them, and it was really poor from us. And then right at the end of the first half, it was Leicester had a counter-attack, and it was Jamie Vardy, and it was just one of them one-on-ones who you think you do not want that to happen. Jamie Vardy versus Ryan, and he somehow dragged it wide, and that was lucky to make it 0-0 at half-time. And after the restart, I thought we played really well. We controlled the game, we controlled the ball, we were attacking well, and that was really good from us. But then we made a couple of mistakes, letting them go and have counter-attacks from when we lost the ball. And Vardy, sometimes he was one-on-one, and he ended up shooting, and Ryan somehow saved it. Ryan definitely kept us in the game so far. He did so many good saves throughout the whole match. And then one time they just had the chance. We had a corner. They ended up going counter-attacking from it. It was a 2-on-1, Vardy and Perez versus I think it was Duffy. And what happens is they ended up it was Vardy and Perez. He ended up Vardy passed it to Perez, and we couldn't do anything. Perez just slotted it into an empty net. It was really disappointing. And the amount of times that happened was really frustrating. It was like the United match. We left too much space at the back, giving way too many people forward, and that made them. When it's Leicester, when there's so little people to defend, Leicester will attack you, and that's what they did. And then we subbed off Montoya and Stevens, and I thought both of them had decently good games for Scalotto and Basuma, and I thought that was a mistake. Stevens just gives us that extra edge in passing. He can pass further, and Montoya I think he gave Chilwell a hard time during the match, but when Scalotto came on, it just didn't happen. Then later on during the match, they ended up getting a penalty, and it was a really soft penalty. VAR, I was annoyed that VAR didn't rule it out. I understand why they didn't, but it was annoying. Then it was a penalty. Vardy shot and Ryan saved, but he only saved it into the path of Maddison, who headed it in. VAR saw that Maddison went into the box and made them have to retake the penalty because Maddison went into the box. And a lot of people around me started cheering, and I was annoyed a bit. I was happy Ryan saved it, and they had another penalty, and I was annoyed since I thought, can Matty Ryan really save 2 Jamie Vardy penalties in a row? I didn't think so, and Vardy just scored, and it was really frustrating since we were playing really well. But from a Leicester point of view, they'd be really annoyed if they ended up not taking the 3 points, since the amount of chances they had and they didn't take was a lot. But how we played, we controlled the game out in the second half, but we just made too many errors, individual errors, and that gave Leicester the win. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brighton TV and follow us on Instagram.